Like, you really need the right filmmaker to get the themes right. Zack Snyder's a terrible thematic filmmaker. He's one of the worst. He's absolutely one of the worst out there. So I'm so confused that he even got that job. They're like, oh, 300 did well. Let's give him Watchmen. Oh, my God. I don't even think Zack Snyder's hit and miss anymore. I think he's just miss. Let's go down the list. Sucker Punch, miss. Man of Steel, miss. Batman v Superman, miss. I mean, what does he have? 2 good movies? Dawn of the Dead and the Owl movie? And 300's okay? But, Watchmen's ridiculously corny. Oh my god, it's so cornball. There's so many great lines in the comic that I love, like when he's like, whatever happened to the American dream? What happened to the American dream, Dan? You're looking at it. But how they do it in the movie, it's like, whatever happened to the American dream? The American dream, you're looking at it. Like, it's so over the top. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't think Zack Snyder needs to work on anything. I think that he needs to go away. Add executives. That's awful executives if they're friends with the guy and they give him work and let their movies bomb. That's the worst way to run a business. That's like owning a bar and you have a bunch of frat bros, buddies of yours from college that come in every night and drink all the alcohol all the time, and it hurts your profits in your bar, and you let them come in every night and drink for free and eat for free, and they put up $100 tabs and they don't pay. But hey, they're my buddies. You know, your employee goes, hey, you know, we lost money. You can't keep giving your friends free drinks. They come in here all night and drink for free. They're taking up all our booze. Yeah, but they're my friends. That's the equivalence of this. Like, oh, hey, Zack Snyder, why do you keep hiring that guy? He sucks. Well, he's a friend of mine. You know, I like him. His wife, he's a cool guy. Yeah, but our movies keep doing bad. Don't you want them to do well so we can make money? No. Zack's a cool guy. Come on. He's my friend. It's like, that's not how you run a business. Zack Snyder was the worst director you could have picked for a Superman movie. It's like, why? What world do you think we wanted to see his vision of Superman? That's a terrible idea. And then David Goyer, who when he doesn't work with Christopher Nolan, I don't like saying his name because I think Zack Snyder is actually one of the worst names in the history of film. Like, it sounds like a fake name, like he made up his last name to sound cool. You know who Zack Snyder is? He is the Rob Liefeld of films. Zack Snyder is the equivalence of Rob Liefeld in the comics in the 90s. Oh man, everyone's got to be all big and muscular and tough. And everyone's got to be all badass. And, like, think about Rob Liefeld comics and think about Zack Snyder. Or Zack Snyder. Snyder. You know, I'm just going to call him Zack Snyder. That's the new name. So Zack Snyder did one or two good movies. But, you know, Zack Snyder was once, I thought, a good director. It turns out he's just somebody who probably should have been a cinematographer. But there is something about Zack Snyder as a guy. That smile he has. It's very charming. Yeah, he's Rob Liefeld. He's everything Rob Liefeld loved to comics, he is to superhero films. He comes in, he doesn't understand what makes comic books good or superheroes good. He just writes the same crap that he's a generic, he thinks muscle cool guys is what's super. He's like, man, if superhero has big muscles, he's so obsessed with these guys having big muscles. He wants his Superman to be all buff and ripped. He wants his Batman to be all buff and ripped. He wants them to be working out. I mean, that's clearly what he's into. It's borderline homosexual. Zack Snyder fetishizes the male body. It's not the male gaze. He's doing the opposite. He's got the female gaze. He's looking at dudes like with a fetish. It's totally Rob Liefeld. It's bad dialogue. It's bad plotting. It's all about looking cool without any substance. That's exactly what Liefeld did to comics in the 90s, and it was the death of comics in a lot of ways. And Zack Snyder's the same way. He has no right to be working on this stuff. It's ridiculous. There's so many talented filmmakers who could do a great take on Superman and Batman, and they gave it to a guy who has the maturity of a 16-year-old who just started reading Frank Miller and thinks that's as profound as comics ever got.